Yo, what's good, everybody? We got another Beers with Barton. It is Wednesday, hump day, August 10th, 2022. And we're rolling through this week the best we can. So, I actually just want to do kind of a special episode quickly. I wasn't planning really on doing one, but wanted to get one in. A real good buddy of mine, we met actually at work, moved down here probably 6 or so years ago. And we formed a really good relationship. I mean, we're still buddies today, obviously. I mean, we have traveled together, done, trips together, a lot of beer shares, and we've worked at a couple jobs together. So we definitely, had plenty of talk around the water cooler. Anyways, unfortunately, last night, he and his family had to make the tough decision to say goodbye to their family dog, Chance. And I remember meeting Chance pretty early on, so I'd say 6 years ago. He's 5 or 6 or 7 at the time, so I don't know his exact age, but he was definitely, probably 12 or 13. I'm just gonna guess, but we met for some beers, and I love dogs, so I was all about it. He's a super chill dog, super mellow, and my buddy was giving me treats so I could feed him and kind of get comfortable with me. And he was good. I enjoyed the time. And then I remember getting up, I think, to go grab another beer, and I stepped on his tail, and he kind of looked at me. Didn't even growl or get weirded out or get aggressive. He just kind of looked at me like, dude, how many of you had to drink? When you coming back to feed me more treats? So he was super cool and mellow. And I got to meet him a handful of times. One time even, when I probably had a couple too many to drink, I jokingly picked him up from my buddy's house and said, I'm going to take him home. He was not a big fan of that, but again, he wasn't aggressive. He just kind of looked at me like, dude, put me down and where are my treats? So great dog. I know how hard this is. We had to say goodbye to Chandler. It's been over 5 years now. It was in May of 2017. And it's never easy. I knew it was the right time. My buddy said he knew it was Potter. All right, we're just going to work through this. That's Potter. My buddy said he knew that it was the right time as well. He kind of got the feeling. So that always gives you some comfort. Potter! Okay. Which always, I think, gives you comfort. I never second guessed. I knew it was time. It sounds like my buddy had the same. You never want to second guess yourself, so it's kind of when you know. Potter, settle. Apparently there's another dog in the world. So I think he'll find comfort in that. Maybe one day you'll decide to add another family member. Potter took me a while to get used to him because I was always comparing him to Chandler. And he's different. There's things that I miss about Chandler, but Potter's got his own things that I love about him too. It just took me a while to appreciate him, I think. Anyways, I know it's hard. I know where your head's at, man. I really feel for you and the family. I know your son, similar to Chandler. We had Chandler before Michaela was born. She was probably, Chandler, she was 6, she's 14, so we had him for 8 years before she was born. So they were cool, they got along, but she didn't really have obviously the long connection. And Chandler, I think, probably kind of had some resentment for a while. Dude, seriously, you've been quiet all night. Anyways, I know it's tough. It does get easier, but it's not easy, especially so soon. I feel for you guys a lot. Like I said, I know where you're at. I know you spent a lot of time with him. And I kind of had a weird thought or an interesting thought, I'd say, is when Chandler passed, it's kind of hard to compare what that loss is like, especially if it's your first one. Which Chandler was my first. I didn't have dogs growing up. It was, Jess and I got him together in California before we moved when he was a puppy. And or maybe he's about a year old. We got him from someone. And I'll never compare losing, a dog to losing a family member or someone close to you, although I could see how some people can and do. But when I lost my dad 10 years ago, it obviously crushed me, and it still hurts every day. But I felt the healing process was so different just because, again, not comparing, it's different. But Chandler was such a big part of my life. Every single day, he slept in our bed with us. He was there in the morning, and I fed him, I took walks with him, I hung out with him. He traveled with us sometimes. And then you just have this empty house, and there's this huge void that you kind of feel. So it's not just, it's not just losing a pet. It is losing a family member and someone that's, it's the out of face, out of mind, or out of sight, out of mind kind of concept. I've been living out here for 10 plus years when my dad passed away, or 5 years at the time. And obviously I miss him, still miss him every day. And again, not doing a comparison, but it was just, I didn't see him that often. Once or twice a year when we traveled there to California, they'd come out here. So it was just a very different feeling. It was empty for months. We waited 6 months till we finally got Potter because I was tired of the house. It felt weird to me. And again, like I said, it took me some time to grow. With Potter, he was such a different dog. And so I know my buddy feels the void, his family does. And there's never going to be anyone like Chance. He was one special dude. I thought he was one of the coolest dogs, very mellow and just a great, lovable dog. So cheers. I don't really I tried to do beers that are somewhat appropriate or can compare. It's obviously nothing that I could do for that. But the one that I did have, I had one left. It's a Dunkel, Bavarian style. And I thought, there's mountains out there in Europe, right? Germany and Austria and all that stuff where this great beer comes from. And my buddy's an avid hiker. And I know Chance was a special part of those. So I don't know. Drinking one in memory of you, Chance. Like I said, I know how special the dog you were. I got to meet you a handful of times, and I'll never forget that first time. And you were just so chill, so mellow, and so loving. And I did get to see you about 6 months ago. We had a little beer share at my buddy's house, and they had just moved, and they were hanging outside, and he, kind of came up to greet me. You could definitely tell he was, a little more mellow as he aged, but came up to greet me, said, "What's up?" Promptly laid down in the grass and took a nap for the 2 or 3 hours I was there, and except to get up once or twice, I think, to pee. But again, I know where you're at. I'm really feeling for you and your family. It's not easy. I will say it gets easier, but it takes time. And I know the house feels empty, and I know next time you're doing stuff that you used to do with Chance, just the simple things, it's definitely going to remind you of him. That's how it should be. He should live on in a memory. So hopefully you were able to keep a couple mementos. I've got Potter's favorite collar that he wore, the Tar Heel, or the Notre Dame one, and his Tar Heel sweater with my favorite picture. He was sitting on my bed back in California with my big 49ers quilt that my wife gave me on my 21st birthday, and it's like picture perfect. Chandler wasn't the most photogenic dog. He moves so much. Potter is way more photogenic, so it's one of the few that I actually have. So it's framed. Anyways, again, cheers to Chance, special guy. I know you guys are missing a part of your family right now, and I feel for you guys. It will get better. Chance, this one's for you, man. Run free up in doggy heaven. Tell Chandler I said what's up, and if he's being a jerk, you can smack him around a little bit, because he could sometimes do that. Cheers to you, Chance. Love you, buddy. And there'll never be another one like you, and I know that. Cheers. Not the greatest pour. Sorry, Chance, buddy. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up. Obviously a little bit different than I would normally do, but I thought it was appropriate. I asked my buddy if he would mind if I did one of these, because I think it's so important. Even if 2 people watch it and it's, and it's me and my buddy, then I still think it's cool. I enjoy doing these. In moments like these, just to kind of talk, get out the feelings. And again, I know how he's feeling right now and his family, and it sucks. It's going to take time. That's okay. I went through a lot of emotions. I cried myself to sleep. And I, still think of him fondly, although, Potter's pretty cool. You guys got to see the 30 seconds of him and how well behaved he is and how good he listens. So definitely got a good one, but you can never replace him. There'll be no one like you. Chance, you are the man. Like I said, run free. Say what's up to all the other doggies. And this one's for you. Enjoy yourself a good hike, because I know that's what your dad would want. Cheers. And that's it. Until next time, adeuces.